Hey guys, it's Sakuems. So welcome back on my channel. Hello, if you're new here, my name is Emily. I go by Sakuems online and I'm a French artist. In this week's video, I'm going kind of old school but also trying new tools. So you are about to watch a good old time lapse of an artwork that I just did this afternoon. I wanted to do something a little bit more interesting in a way because I usually just go for very classic, like either character designs or just something involving magic or nature. And first, I was actually working on something else before I jumped into this process. I was about to do a fan art. I won't tell what it is because this is going to be for next week's video. But I did the sketch and it took me a while to prepare the composition. I was looking at references. And so I did the sketch, but I need to really work a lot on that before I actually do the colored version. So I put that on the side and I was like, okay, it's nearly 4 p.m. What should I do? So I just had the idea to try to work on some sort of detailed artwork involving very specific things where I can showcase how you can get a really nice rendering if you look at but if you work at a certain scale. I do think that there's multiple possibilities when it comes to creating something. You can do very high detail even if it's not a big size canvas or like a big size paper, but I find myself struggling sometimes because I really do enjoy rendering especially faces or hair or just having the room to have different kind of details or different amount of details in a piece, because I like when there's a contrast. If you can work with larger areas, larger block of colors, but also have very tiny details, small strokes, it gives a variations and it just has a bit more dimension to your piece. So I just grab a new piece of paper on a actually a watercolor block. It's like a paper pad of art press paper, and I just had the idea to paint an eye. I was like, okay, let's just paint an eye. Let's make it colorful and detailed, kind of like a tattoo inspired design, but also incorporating what I love, which is then just flowers and very colorful. And I was supposed to mainly work with watercolors, which is you are seeing right now basically, but I felt like it lacked some things and I didn't want to bust out all of my gouache because I've been working with gouache for the past couple of weeks. So I wanted to try something kind of new, and I just received a acrylic marker set that I got on AliExpress, the Guangna acrylic markers, and they're brush markers with acrylic paints, and I tried them out on various occasions, like just doodling, I tried to work with them over gouache. Doesn't really work well. I tried working with them alone. They do work, but they do require a lot of blending. But I haven't tried, also have tried on different papers, but I haven't really tried that with watercolors. And actually, it's for now the best combo for me. I was able to basically had a bunch of direct tones and create different color blocking, cover some areas where I didn't like because the watercolors was getting a bit muddy, also a little bit too crowded, like there was a bit too many, not too many, it was a bit too much going on, and I wanted to make it a little bit more color looking like. So using acrylic markers was actually really nice. I mean, I knew I would like them, but I even like them more now because they basically have somewhat the same ability as gouache when I do paint with gouache, but they're so much easier to control. I guess the only downside is that I don't have, every time I have a lot of colors, but I don't have this very specific tone. I can't replicate the watercolor colors perfectly, but it's not a big deal. I do have other, I think it's a 168 set, so I could technically I think there's a lot of room to play with, but you also just sometimes have like one specific color in mind and you don't have it, so it doesn't have I guess the ability to be as complex and as rich as actually mixing your own shade, but they do come in handy. And the brush tip is also very helpful. I can make small details. They don't blend very well, at least I don't know how to do that yet, but they also can be diluted with just a bit of water, which I do. I think I did that a couple times, and I also just smudged that with my finger. I would like to see how they perform if I were using that just as their own on a canvas maybe. But for now, I just enjoyed working with them like that. It allows me to just bring back light and bring back tons of colors, or just had a pop of contrast. And I really, really enjoyed adding those back after doing the watercolor layers. So that's that. I like the piece. It's to me, it's a little bit weird. It's still interesting. I don't know. It's a bit different, and I don't know if you guys would like that, but I do like it. I definitely want to explore new territories when it comes to the themes and I guess the story behind the piece. This is more like of a study with a little bit of my weird self popping out, and I am experimenting with colors. I am still a sucker for colors. I won't stop that. But I would like to see how I would perform, how I would render something with more of a limited palette, or just playing with cold tones or just warm tones. So yeah, that's all I had to say about this. I hope that you will find this interesting, and I tried to keep the process somewhat not too fast, so you can see really how I'm building up shading. This was pretty simple. It's easier to render like that with a base and then adding very specific colors on top. But I do think that to use those markers, you may need some color theory knowledge. It's not that easy to use. But I think if you look it up online, you can find proper tutorials maybe to how to mix and match, But yeah, that was really, really fun. So yeah, that's basically what I had to say about this. If you would like to check it out on my Etsy store, like always, I have tons of things there. I have originals, prints, and a new coloring book. So if you'd like to see, you can check my link below. If you'd like to support me, you can also just like and subscribe, and don't forget to comment. It really helps, so I will really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you next week. Bye guys!